is the Big O Show. This 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 is the Big O Show.
Where can you take $10,000 off the 2026 Acura MDX? There's just one place, Acura of Pembroke Pines, the #1 volume Acura dealer.
When presenting an award to an employee, athlete, executive, or fantasy GM, make sure you call Orvieto's Awards and More. For 35 years, these custom award specialists have been providing plaques, trophies, custom framing, while providing state-of-the-art laser and computerized engraving, UV printing, and glass crystal etching. They do all their engraving and printing in-house for quality control. Call Charles at 305-949-8098 or visit them at orvietosawards.com. Orvieto's Awards and More, where recognition is rewarding.
Set the rhythm of your smart home with Sloman Shield Link, the new integrated smart home platform that automates your life just the way you want it. Sloman Shield Link. Be the maestro of your own home.
For over 16 years, EJDconstruction.com has provided South Florida residents quality craftsmanship, accurate project management, and exceptional service. That's why EJDconstruction.com is an A-rated member of Angie's List and the Better Business Bureau. When you're looking for the right custom home builder for additions or home remodeling, please call my friend Eric at 305-433-4843. That's 305-433-4843 for EJDconstruction.com.
It's game day at Toyota of Hollywood. Our all-stars are here to give you our MVP experience. Join the fun and feast on discounts up to $4,500. Huddle up and score big on a 25 Corolla. Not $26,000, $17,988. It's a tailgate party you don't want to miss. So gobble up the savings at the #1 volume Toyota dealer. Toyota of Hollywood on 441 between Hollywood Boulevard and Sheridan Street. Open till midnight.
When it comes to your smile, confidence is so important. At Moody S Dental, they provide the services to get your smile back. This family-run practice prides itself by offering the latest technology to give your family the best experience possible. Moody S Dental has been in business for over 30 years with offices in Hialeah and Plantation. They accept most major dental insurances. They provide free new patient exams, 20% off select treatments. To qualify, please follow us on Instagram at moodys.dental. Moody S Dental has been in business for over 30 years. To schedule an appointment in Hialeah, call 305-821-0231 and plan orientation, 954-692-6825. From Invisaligns, dental implants, same-day crowns, and the preventative care and preservation to get your smile back. Go to moodyasdental.com to find out more and tell them Big O sent you.
Welcome to Caneswear. New store, new items, same great experience. Family owned and operated since 2010, Caneswear has the latest merchandise from the Miami Hurricanes, Miami Dolphins, Florida Panthers, Inter Miami CF, and more. Come visit us at our store in Davie on University Drive, just south of 595, or online at caneswear.com. Caneswear, the spot Miami fans shop.
Price, service, selection. Get all this and more at South Florida's #1 loved Subaru store, Subaru of Pembroke Pines. Save today with our 3 ways to save. 0% financing, 0 down payment, or make no payments for 90 days from Subaru of Pembroke Pines.
If you're looking to take your home or business to the next level, then RM Contractors can assist you. RM specializes in new residential turnkey, new commercial turnkey, home and office remodeling. Call them for free estimates. Serving all of South Florida, licensed and insured. Call Ray, 305-345-3649. You work hard to create the perfect atmosphere. You dream it, we'll build it. RM Contractors, 305-345-3649 or Instagram at RMC Fisher Island.
Hi, this is Jeff Welt from Welt and Rayom. Dan and I have been in business together for over 22 years. We're not your typical lawyers. When Dan's not working in the office, he's flying his stunt plane. When I'm not in the office, I'm either getting tattooed, bowling, riding a motorcycle, or going to concerts. We might not be your typical attorneys, but we are aggressive attorneys, and we'll do whatever it takes to get you what you deserve. Consultations are always free. Call us anytime, 24/7.
Welt and Rayom can help.
Where can you drive the new Acura TLX for only $399 a month? There's just one place, Acura of Pembroke Pines, the #1 volume Acura dealer.
The viewpoints, statements, or beliefs expressed on the following program by the host, guests, or callers are not necessarily the opinions of FantasyAccess.com, Media Group Inc., ownership, management, sponsors, or website.
Good morning, boys and girls, and welcome aboard. Yes, sir. Is it another edition of the program on a beautiful Monday, March 23, 2026, on a day where it is day number 19,058 since the Miami Dolphins were world champions, day number 8,841 since the Miami Hurricanes were national champions. Sean Stanley, of course, is mastering the platform. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Please smash, smash, smash the like button. It is very important you smash the like button. Great way to support us and, of course, our amazing sponsors. It's the reason why we're here every single day. So please visit our sponsors as always. And, of course, you can make a donation to the show, Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. That's Cash Big O Show. All right, all right, all right. And we open the day on, I would call it a fake pump in the markets. The markets right now are booming. The Dow is up, let's see, 941 points. The S&P is up 123. And the NASDAQ is barely up, almost a point. But, again, 963 right now is the latest on the Dow. The Trumper announced today that he's putting a pause on 5 days and that he's had talks with Iran. I'm going to give you my thoughts, never financial advice because it never is, but I will give you my thoughts just in case you're playing the market. Okay? This is a fake pump. Those are lies. He has not talked to anybody in Iran. Okay? He put out the attack on Iran after the markets closed on Friday. Go check it out and you'll see. He didn't want to affect the markets. So he put it out. So Taco did it for 2 days. Now he's approaching the morning where the Nikkei, China, South Korea, all the markets in the Far East were crashing. He knows that we were about to crash. So he put out this fake report and put it out for 5 days. And so now the markets stupidly have rebounded, believing this report. It is a complete lie. He talks to imaginary presidents and imaginary Iranian leaders. Okay. The people from Iran, whoever's there, they put out a statement already. Like, we've never talked to the guy. We're not talking to the guy. Okay, so this is just a Taco move to save the markets because he cares more about the markets than you or me or anything else. And so that's what it was. Don't fall for the banana tailpipe. Bitcoin is now, I was waiting to buy, actually, because we were like at 68, 69, and I figured we would go down a little bit. We're now at 71.5. Which is great, whatever, but I know it's going to come back down, so be careful. Again, not financial advice. Maybe we take off from here. But leverage has been played in the markets by rich people all throughout since Trump took over in the last year. If you notice, we have had vicious pumps and dumps in stocks, vicious pumps and dumps in Bitcoin, vicious dumps in crypto, and vicious pumps and dumps in gold and silver. These are rich people that are playing with leverage games. I've been telling you this for a while now, right? If you saw what's happening with gold and silver, come on, man. So this is a game that rich people play that you and I cannot play. Okay? And they leverage markets into short and longs, and they liquidate people because the people that don't have the big time money, like you and me, panic sell. And they panic and they sell, and then they panic buy. And then, that's how they lose money. And that's how the rich people make money. And that's how they stay on top. There's a wealth transfer that's been going on. I've been telling you about this also for a while now. And the numbers are out there. There are more and more billionaires out there. And the billionaires are becoming, they're multiplying their wealth. They're becoming even more powerful as the middle class shrinks more and more and more. So that's kind of what's been going on, and and eventually it'll all bounce, but it's going to bounce more for rich people than it is for the average person. And that's kind of the game they've been playing, and I've been explaining it for a while on the leverage stuff, and with gold and silver this weekend, this is kind of the obvious. The war has not stopped. The war will continue. There is no way out for him at this point. He just can't back out because he started a mess in the Gulf, and he just can't back out because then he leaves a mess for everybody else. Because Iran is gonna. If you don't regime change, which he won't be able to. Remember, look at Hamas. Have they removed Hamas finally? No, it's years in. We were 20 years in Afghanistan. We tried to take the Taliban out, and the Taliban was still there after we left. If you can't get them out of Gaza, you think you're going to get them out of Iran? It's like bigger than France, Germany, and England combined. I mean, are you kidding me? So this is a mess, and it's going to last. All he did was try to buy time, and with lies. And there is, this is in Venezuela. These are psychos. and he ignited psychos. And so these people they're committed. Okay? Trump should be committed, and he's committed, and they're committed. This is not a good situation. This will drag on for a while. He's just buying time right now, trying to figure out his next move. But the markets will come back big time. So be prepared just in case. If you're buying on this pump, be careful. Just be careful. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Just be careful. Do your homework, But yeah, rough one, man. Rough one. So hang in there, folks. All right. Finito. We're done. All right. We'll talk with Ira today on the show. Got a bunch of Dolphins stuff to talk about too on the show. They made some moves over the weekend cap wise, so we'll get into that. Something else I wanted to talk to you about with the Dolphins coming up. And it's funny because if you listen to the show, we talked about it last week actually, and the Dolphins will be already, already in that crowd already, and we'll get to that. Got all kinds of stuff. First of all, we got to congratulate Jay Lucas, because Jay Lucas is or has maybe the greatest turnaround in South Florida history in 1 year. The other one that I was thinking of that I could say might be better than Jay Lucas's is Pat Riley's first year, when he turned over the roster and infamously or famously we had 8 guys and Rex Chapman had 39 points against Michael Jordan and Scotty and the Bulls, and they won the game with 8 guys, and Rex Chapman had the game of his life. And that year, he made moves and brought in Zoe and Hardaway and got to like 42 and 40, if I remember correctly, just a little over 500 to get into the playoffs, which was an amazing feat from where the Heat were that he inherited. And then a year later, it's kind of reminds me of that, is what it reminds me of, to be quite honest. That's the only other turnaround that I can feel like within 1 year. That's pretty amazing to be able to do that in 1 year. So I just like what Jay Lucas did this year, to be able to come in, change the entire team, coaching staff, culture, and then find a way to mesh everybody together that has never played together. And to get as far as they were playing with house money. You all know that. I mean, they didn't have to win a game. By making the tournament, it's like winning a national championship. And they go and beat Missouri. You know what I mean? And I don't know. I told you last week, and I'll tell you now, I don't know shit about Missouri. But whatever. Plenty of people pick Missouri, right? So for them to go out there and win one game, and by the way, they played Purdue tough all the way. They just couldn't shoot like Purdue. That's all. And that's where Jay's going to have to work on. And we knew it all year. They weren't great free throw shooting. They weren't great three-point shooting. None of that stuff. I'll give you the examples from that game. Where is it at? God, they shot. Where is it at now? No, I know I wrote it somewhere, but their percentages on 3-point, field goal percentage, free throw percentage, they just killed them. Oh, actually, no, here it is. 3-point, Purdue 57, Miami 26. Free throws, Purdue 95, Miami 82. Field goals, Purdue 53, Miami 44. And they still, when they cut it to 5, you kind of like felt, because they were gritty mofos, dude. Yeah, that's one thing that he was able to recruit character guys within a couple of months. And somehow or another, he was able to identify human beings that were going to come in and work extremely hard from the get-go and sacrifice anything that it took to win. So not only did Jay Lucas rebuild it, but his talent to identify human beings that cannot go, unnoticed, because you can't do what he did in less than a year without having a gut, an ability, a sense to feel the person that you're bringing into the program. And that is pretty amazing. Okay. Carries himself awesome, looks like he knows how to relate to these kids. Just really marvelous, dude. And this comes from a guy that isn't the biggest fan of college football, college basketball anymore. Love college football. But college basketball, when you grow up watching the 80s and the 90s of college basketball, it's hard to treat this basketball like that one. It's impossible. I can't. You spoiled me, you ruined me, and now you've bait and switched me. I can't. You know what I mean? In my just being a human being. You can't give me filet, and then all of a sudden you're going to give me some, stank steak, some rubbery ass steak or something. No, you can't do that, bro. You can't do that. You can't keep giving me filet and then all of a sudden you're going to give me ground biff. Can't do that. So that comes from a guy that isn't the biggest fan of college basketball, but I do understand that he's in an even level playing field. And that he went out there and from below ground zero, like Bitcoin, which was 8 digits behind a penny, and it's at 71,000. So, he was 8 digits behind a penny, and he's at 71,000 right now. So I just got to say, Jay Lucas, Sean, we have an MVP of the night, our Moody's Dental MVP. Do me a favor. Give Mr. J. Lucas that close for the Moody's Dental MVP of the night.
The MVP of the night is brought to you by Moody's Dental.
From Invisaligns, dental implants, same-day crowns, and the preventative care and preservation to get your smile back, they accept most major dental insurances. They provide free new patient exams. To schedule an appointment in Dade, call 305-821-0231. In Broward, 954-692-6825. Follow them on Instagram at moodias.dental, providing MVP smiles every day of the year.
There you go. Now you can slide the open in front of the segment. There you go. Beautiful. And they deserve it. That's a Moody's Dental MVP of the night if I've ever met one. Jay Lucas. That dude is special, bro. That dude is special. And that AD, you sir, you deserve the administration needs to give you a little bonus and take you out to a nice steak dinner too. Lobster, whatever it is you want. It's on them. You deserve it, because to find that dude, that's pretty cool, man. That's pretty cool. And people are going to come and knocking. Oh, man, is Jay Lucas going to be wanted by a lot of people? How do you not want that? You know what I'm saying? Dude looks the part on and off the court. That's hard. You know what I mean? Because there's some people out there that they don't necessarily represent you the right way off the court. And that dude is the complete package, bro. Pretty damn impressive. By the way, we thank our friends at Subaru of Pembroke Pines. They've got the largest new car inventory in South Florida. They've got a large certified pre-owned inventory. Rates as low as 0.9% on vehicles, 0.9% on pre-owned cars. Not a typo, folks. The 2026 models are here. The brand new 2026 WRX and the redesigned Outback are here. Make sure you tell them that Big O sent you at 16100 Pines Boulevard, just off of I-75 in Pines. Go see Alan. Go see Eric Stampone. Tell them I sent you. Get $500 off there at Subaru of Pembroke Pines. All right. Let's see what we got here on the chat board. Oscar Rojas, good morning to you. Thank you. Please hit the like button. Got a fraction of the people hitting the like button. And remember, you can make a donation to the show, Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. That is Cash Big O Show, Cash App or Venmo. Send in those questions, comments, and insults. Jaybird in the house. He's smashing it. Thank you, sir. Cosa Nostra, Jeff in Long Island. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yeah, man, they lost the pilot and the co-pilot in that crash at LaGuardia. LaGuardia is closed down and everything. It's terrible. Oscar Rojas, we should do that. Oscar Rojas, let's give Inter Miami, Sean Stanley, give them a victory cigar. All right. Big O, can we please, everyone, God bless the young woman hockey reporter from Minnesota that she died with her 2 young kids. Oh, yeah, in the fire. Oh, my God. What a terrible story, man. Terrible story. Every day is a blessing. And you see stuff like that, and it's just, it makes no sense. Those are things that happen in life, and you just like, why? Why would that happen? You know? It's terrible. Terrible. Big Johnson, TJ Superman, Stoney Stanley, Brian Landis, Gus 1388. Let's see. Scott is in the house and he's smashing it. Thank you for smashing the like button. Very kind of you, sir. Appreciate you. Yater Castro, enjoying beautiful Southern California. Damn, it's early. Thank you. Thank you, Yater. Listening so early, man. It's very nice of you. Ty in the Bronx. Ron rolling a fat one. Since when am I a financial analyst? Hey, bro, listen, like I said, there's lots of options, dude. If you don't like what I got to say, you can get the fuck out, dude. It's pretty simple. You know what I'm saying? It's pretty simple, dude. So, this isn't like a radio or something that you can't go after somebody because you're afraid of this or that. I don't worry about any of that, my brother. And if you haven't listened forever, I give my opinion on everything. And if you can't handle it, get out, bro. Get out. That's all, dude. Pretty simple. I don't got a gun here. I didn't ask you to come in. Not holding you hostage here, dude. Lenny Pena in the house. Christopher Cheers from Frosty, New York. Let's see. What else? Jeff in Long Island sees. Can you explain to me what was the point of getting Malik if we're getting rid of everything? Listen, dude. I was against the whole Malik sighting. I wanted to tank this year. I want to bottom out. Okay? There's no and then on top of how many times do I have to say it? We keep watching the Dolphins, no matter who it is, in the front office. These guys did it, a Greer and Company, where they put Tua out there with nobody around him, and he got killed. And, we had to play Waddle in the slot. Ryan Tannehill's first year, Brian Hartline was his best receiver. And we keep doing this. We put him behind shitty lines, not enough weapons, and then the young quarterbacks, what happens? They get killed. How many times I talked about it all offseason? I thought they were going to do the Green Bay thing. The Green Bay thing is where they build the teams. When you add the quarterback, you're adding them to a ready-made team. That's how they do it in Green Bay. These guys so far didn't start doing it the Green Bay way. So I don't know how many times I can repeat it. Like it made no sense to get Malik Willis initially. Now it looks absolutely dumb. And I don't care who you draft. So you're going to put him around rookies? I mean, I've seen that movie before too. And he's not good enough, which is the worst part about all of this. He's too young, and he's not even big, and he can't even take the beating that Ryan Tannehill could take, at least for a while. None of this makes any sense. Okay, like I said, Malik Willis better be a franchise star. If you didn't find if you didn't do this because you said, dude, this guy's a franchise quarterback, we pass him up now, I don't know if we'll ever get one. If that's the case, then more power to Sully and company. They did the right thing. That's the only reason this is the right thing. If he is average, mediocre, if he just wins you a couple of extra games, if he's just a jag, if he's all right, it's a stupid move. This is only a good move if Malik Willis is ready to transition into a franchise quarterback. That's why you can't pass it up. And that, dude, I am 100% behind that. 100%. But I don't believe Malik Willis is a franchise quarterback. So we shall see what we shall see. Let's see. What else do we have? Jeff in Long Island, in Brian Landis. Hey, I keep seeing this idiot. Get rid of this Ron idiot, or Sean. Get rid of this moron. Like, there's no spamming here, dude. Get the hell out of here, clown. Let's see. What else do we have? Ray Varnicus. Juan Rosa is in. Miles Deep. Christopher. I guess he didn't know this place. He thinks like, you can just do whatever you want or whatever. No, dude. No. Rusty is in the house. True Finn fan. In this show, we discuss any and everything. The beauty of this show, it's not only insight, it provides sports, but lots of other things as well. Well, I haven't been wrong about anything on the politics side. To be quite honest, I'm never wrong about Democrats or Republicans. So it's all good in the hood, man. I could never lose because I don't care about either side. I make fun of either side. When you're one of these, when you understand this, you'll never follow a party again. That's all. Pretty simple. Does it make sense if we trade Brooks? Yeah, dude. If they can get a decent pick for Brooks, I don't know what they're going to get. Maybe an early third-day pick, maybe a fourth rounder, maybe a fifth rounder. Maybe they're holding out for I don't know if he could. I don't think they're going to get a third. I just don't. Because linebackers can be found in the third round. Young linebackers. Linebackers drop. They're not all first rounders. So you could get good linebackers that end up being in the second, third, fourth rounds. So fourth round, maybe, if they can get something for Brooks, something like that, yeah, dude, I'd trade anybody and anything that I could. What I'm not trading is Patrick Paul. I'm not trading the center now. If you're going to sign the quarterback, bro, I'm giving him a center. You know what I'm saying? I'm not getting rid of my linemen. You made the commitment to this poor kid. Please protect him. You know what I'm saying? I'm tired of watching young quarterbacks run around and get killed. I want to see this kid succeed. Now, do I think he's a franchise guy? No, I don't. I hope I'm wrong, but but I'm gonna keep some of my guys, but they're the young guys. You know what I mean? But older guys, veteran guys like Brooks. Yeah, dude, why am I going to waste him here for a couple of years? By the time you're good, Brooks is at the back end of his career. I'd rather not. It's the same thing with Waddle. He'll be 28 in November. This was a great move. Let him play 28 and 29 and 30 somewhere else because that's where he's at his peak now to go with Denver. You're going to play his peak years while Miami is rebuilding. Made no sense. That's a great trade. So the Brooks one makes all the sense in the world. Am I parting ways with Patrick Paul? No effing way. No effing way. Achane? Yeah, I mean, if somebody gives me a decent pick, fine. If not, I'll milk it and use him because, you got to have some kind of a weapon. And you're going to get another back, whether I don't know if they like Ollie or not or Wright, but they'll draft another running back because that's what they do. They'll draft running backs. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. Dolphin Dave, what's a franchise quarterback to you, Big O? Franchise quarterback is a guy you build around. A guy that can win a championship for you. That if you give him the right tools around him, he can win. That's a franchise quarterback. Top top 10 quarterback in the NFL. If he's not that and he's just a middling guy, then there's no reason to do that. Like I said, Dolphin Dave, if this guy's just going to do a Damon Heward for me, I don't need that. If he's just going to be Matt Moore, I don't need it, dude. I don't need another middling guy to win a couple of extra games. This is not the time to win a couple of extra games. If you're set to win one game, bro, win the one game. If you're set to win no games, good. I don't care. Get the damn top pick. But if I got a guy that's going to put us at 4 wins, that's just stupid. So no. So he better be a star. A star. A guy that in the second year, Dolphin Dave, shit, we're paying this guy $55-60 million next year because he's going into the third year and he's not going to play on that. They're going to give him a new contract. So there you go. By the way, your rebuild gets a lot shorter when that happens. Let's see. It's supposed to be a fairly good linebacker class, so that certainly hurts Brooks' value. We'll see, my brother. We'll see. Trade HN for a 2027 first rounder. Yeah, there's no chance that happens at all. This is a running back. They don't give high picks for running backs. They just told the MVP, no thanks. Think about that. The Super Bowl MVP has said, yeah, no, you had a great year for us, and yeah, no, we're good. So, yeah, you're not going to get that for HN. So, that you better get used to. What else? All right. All right, folks, don't forget about All Year Cooling and Plumbing, number 1 in the state of Florida, 888-204-5554, over 350,000 satisfied customers. They offer same-day service and installations, extended warranties, financing is available, free repair services, and 7-day-a-week service. They started this thing 53 years ago. Tommy Smith Sr. is the one that sold me the AC in my home right now, and we are in year 16 of that. Rest in peace. Tommy Jr. now is taking over and doing a great job. He's been with them forever, obviously. And they service from Homestead all the way to Vero Beach. And by the way, for our friends on the West Coast, we got listeners on the West Coast in Naples. We've got an office for you there at All Year Cooling and Plumbing. 888-204-5554. Mr. Ira Winderman with our Acura of Pembroke Pines Miami Heat and NBA report is next.
Heat fans, time for the best insight of your favorite team with insider Ira Winderman, exclusively on the Big O Radio Show. It's the Acura of Pembroke Pines Miami Heat and NBA report. Here's Ira Winderman.
Yes, sir. Good morning, my brother. How are you doing?
I'm just confused at this point because I don't know if this team is a 7-game winning streak team, the 4-game losing streak team, or a team that now 70-plus games into the season still has no idea who the hell it is.
They have no stars. They just don't. This is not a team that is going to be able to turn it on whenever they want. They have to collectively be good night in and night out in order to be effective, in order to give themselves a chance. And we talked about this, that the stretch that was coming up after you beat the 2 shitty teams. Okay, now let's see that you're coming off the streak. You beat a couple good teams, then you beat a couple bad teams. Now we got this streak coming back. Let's see what happens. And you have failed miserably. And it's not like Saturday night was a crappy game. They played a heck of a game, unfortunately, but moral victories, we're way past that, dude. We're not in the expansion years anymore. And you keep selling us that you're better and better. And I feel bad for Spo because he tries to psychologically work that angle.
Sure.
But you can only overcome so much when you just don't have the talent.
Yes. And this whole notion of we have to be better. You can only be better to the level of your talent. So if your talent is middling, you can't push it. Look, if you could push bad talent to the ultimate level, then every team with good coaching and motivation would be the ultimate level. Yes, they were without Wiggins, they were without Hawkins, they were without Powell. That's one thing. But none of those guys this season have shown to be the ultimate alpha leader player. There is a reason when you look Big O at the standings, the top of each conference has every single team with an elite player, whether it's Cade Cunningham in Detroit, whether it's Shai Gilgeous-Alexander in Oklahoma City, Jokic with Denver. You know, you come back to the East and Jaylen Brown or Tatum with the Celtics, Jalen Brunson out of nowhere with the Knicks, that kind of player. If you don't have that, you will have nice little players with a nice little team. And let's remember, the Heat are still above 500. They're not a bad team. They're just a not good enough team. That's what we're seeing. So you beat the Nets and you beat the Wizards and you steal a win here or there against a shorthanded team. But when you come up against, whether it's the Magic or the Lakers and Luka or the Rockets and Durant, you see, they have what you don't, and that makes all the difference. And it's not easy to get that player or find that player, even when you're in the lottery. We've seen several teams, Atlanta with Risa Shea getting the number 1 pick and getting nothing out of that. So it's hard, but it's what you need in a sport where only 5 players are on the court at the same time.
And again, it's not like I didn't enjoy the performance on Saturday.
Yes, and thank you. That matters, that the Heat gave you effort. The Heat showed desire. They came back. They might have made a mistake in the end, but they were right there in the end. So if you like entertainment, you got it. If you like the unusual and the bizarre, you got it. So they met those requirements. If you're Pat Riley and championship
the Larson dunk made my night, dude.
It doesn't take much at our age. It doesn't take much. And if it happens before midnight, we're even happier. So that's what I'm saying. Look, this Heat season will go down as a disappointment. Yeah. But that doesn't mean the Heat disappointed. They played to the best of their effort. Look, and I'll give you an example. I've worked for years with this guy, this crazy Cuban guy, Orlando Alzagari, on radio stations at the far end of the dial and the front end of the dial, on internet and at soccer stadiums. And he's told me all along how Bam Adebayo is a super role player, and I agree with that. But you also have to find pockets in time when Bam Adebayo has been absolutely special and near all NBA level, and we're within one of those periods right now. Not just the 83 against the Wizards, but against a very tough Rockets team to produce a 30-20, only the 6th player in Heat history to do that. And the way he did that, Bam Adebayo is giving you every single ounce of what he has. And that's all you can ask from for any player.
Yeah, to me, you are who you are. You've maximized what you are, unfortunately. I'd love to hope that you were more. I'd love to think that you were more. Sure. But and in the end, a lot of other things have been accomplished, which is the development of young players, which is what we really wanted the entire season anyway. So I'm glad that Paulo Larson has developed. I'm glad that Jaquez has turned the corner. I'm glad that Ware has shown much more consistency.
Flashes. Yeah.
Yeah. But there's more consistency this year than there was last year. So, you know, is he there yet? No, dude, he's not a finished product. But again, to me, and Yakuchonis is starting to show me some
name. Sure.
Yeah. So to me, that's what this was all about. And then, you know, you guys got to fix your business side. That's the part that you guys need to figure out, because, you know, Wiggins and Powell aren't supposed to be on this team. They're supposed to be picks instead. And so
I agree.
There needs to be a man in the mirror moment, and they refuse to do it with the Heat organization. And that's,
you know, there's a word in business, and it's called being a disruptor, and it's not a negative thing. And I believe you still have a very good front office with Pat Riley, Andy Ellisberg, Adam Simon. You're fine. But I would like to see a disruptor in there, whether it's a Shane Battier or someone else who goes, you know what, guys? That's a good idea. Like I tell Orlando Alzagari in our Accurate Pembroke Pines report every week, that's a good idea, but, and just throw something else in there. Sit there at the February 5th trading deadline and go, you know what? It's a good idea to compete, but we can get picks for Wiggins now and be the same team. We can get picks now for Powell, and with Hero coming back, be the same team. They need a disruptor. So I'm not saying blow up the front
figured
office.
Nick would be the disruptor, but he looks like he is the status quo guy. He goes with the way they've done things.
Well, it's hard to be that much younger. It's hard to be that much younger, just entering the loop, having much more financial responsibilities as sort of a CFO also in that regard, and looking at the financial side of not going over the tax, not going into the aprons. And I get that. But I would just love some wild card in there. Just some guy, maybe we don't even know. Maybe not a Heat guy. Maybe that's what you need. But some guy who can come in there and sit in the meetings. You see this, matter of fact, Big O, you see this on coaching staffs all the time.
Who are those people going to actually respect and bring into that very, very tight inner circle that all of a sudden is going to change the way they do things?
Hi, Mike Krzyzewski.
You know,
a name like that. Someone like that.
I get it. I'm with you. Dude, I completely agree.
Right.
The problem is I feel like we're in easy money. And all of a sudden, you are trying to change the way that clothing company does their thing and all that kind of stuff because it's their old ways that they're set in. You know what I mean? And Rodney comes in and they try to make fun of it and all that. Well, I don't know if somebody's going to walk in there and change their stuffy ways.
You need someone to come in and say, let's try capri pants. You need someone like that who's a disruptor. And I think that would be healthy for this team. Yeah. Andy Ellisberg deserves his job as good at money as anyone. Adam Simon deserves his job as good with drafting as anyone. Pat Riley deserves his job as good as motivating as anyone. But give me a +1. Give me someone else who says, guys, that's a good idea, but, or if we're going to do that, what about this? You know, sort of maybe the Heat need
Ira, but they don't really even need that. You know what they need. I know what they need.
They seemingly don't
need
know.
To tank, and they refuse to tank. You
know what? A big O. There are different ways to do things. You're talking nuclear. They're not going to do nuclear so we can put it off the table. What I'm saying is the subtle little things, at least. You have to start somewhere. You have to start, and it's not going to be, hey, next season we're winning 15 games, and man, are we cooking up a tank. It's never going to happen here. But you can do it subtly. Let's get more draft choices. Let's get out of draft choice prison. Let's get rid of the older players in the 30s. Let's feature the younger players. Let's make our pool of possibilities for, I know you hate the word, that whale trade in case it comes along. You just need someone. Let's start subtle. I had a question in my Ask Ira mailbag today, and it said, love what the Dolphins are doing. They came in, they blew it up. They're starting from scratch. Could it be happier? I responded this way. The Dolphins haven't won a playoff game in 2 decades. The Heat have been to the finals in 2020 and 23. It's apples to oranges. Let's just try something subtle at first before you go nuclear and have to get rid of your Hills and your Waddles and your Tuas because you've done nothing, and your coach and your general manager. But show me something. If this does go to play-in and they lose in the play-in, show me in May or June, hey, here is one way we're going to change things. Start, hate to use this word, the process of something different. It's not a condemnation on anyone there. It's just adjusting to the times.
Yeah, and that's the amazing part where I thought they were always cutting edge. I always thought they were ahead of the curve.
They were for their time and who they were. But Big O, we've all had parents who we considered very smart, but then they got stubborn. And they said, whether it's this computer thing or this streaming thing or this AI thing, and it's too much. Sometimes you need to bring in a different voice and a different thought pattern in there, and that can change everything. Doesn't have to be the coach, doesn't have to be the GM, but has to be someone. You like you're seeing right now, and I'm sure you're loving it with your Dolphins. Wow, fresh ideas. Who knew that existed?
Yes and no, Ira.
Okay.
Yes and no. Why would you sign Malik Willis? That's the dumbest thing in the world. Did you not watch that Ryan Tannehill with nobody behind him got killed? Did you not watch when Tua his first year had nobody around him, got killed?
At least they're thinking outside.
It's funny. We got the Green Bay guys who, by the way, always have a ready-made team for every quarterback that steps in. You're waiting for the quarterback to catch up to the team. That's how they do it with Favre. That's how they did it with Rodgers. That's how they're doing it with Love. And when Malik Willis came off the bench, he came off the bench to play for a ready-made team that can support their quarterback. We do the opposite here. The Green Bay guys get here, and they start with that shit. And by the way, after you sign Malik, you start getting rid of the weapons too, which if Malik is not a superstar, this is a stupid signing. He's not a big quarterback. It's not a real teardown because
but it changes the status quo.
Yeah.
The tired status quo. You have to start somewhere. Show me at least you're trying something. That's all I ask. You might not agree with the Dolphins, but they're trying something. It's not another year with Tua. We're going to do the same thing. We're not going to address the lines. You're going to wind up where you are. At least they're trying something. Thank you.
Yeah, I know, but and your idea with the Heat is fantastic. I just don't see them allowing anybody in that inner circle. That shit, put it this way, I wish our government had that kind of tightness. That would be pretty amazing. And it's funny, I don't really think it's a problem like they don't know what they're doing. It's just a philosophical change just a little tweak in their philosophy.
Yeah, but sometimes
it's not like they're incompetent, dude.
You need a disruptor. Sometimes you need a disruptor.
The Dolphins are constant incompetence. The Heat are not incompetent.
Correct.
They're stuck in ways that they have not adjusted to. Like the Panthers, that's one thing I got to give Zito. That dude will adjust. And he will change, and he will trade people if he has to, and he will make the changes that he has to make. And I think that's what you have to do at times when you're this kind of a franchise. You see yourself going in the same place. You're in the play-in every year, and the way you're doing things, you can tell it's not going to get.
You know what? I'm going to interrupt you here for one reason. With Bill Zito, obviously Stanley Cup Finals 3 straight years, 2 straight Stanley Cups, and I get that. I think he's at his inflection point in this regard. They didn't trade Bob at the trade deadline. It looks like on some form they'll bring him back. But are they going to be stubborn Heat-like and still insist that a guy with a terrible save percentage this year can be their guy going forward? So I want to see Bill Zito now. The Heat's problem, which is also something that we all want in life, is loyalty. Is he going to be overly loyal to Bob, or does he have, whether it's Tarasov or someone else, his next main goalie there? So we'll see that. And that's what happens. When you're good and maybe even not good enough, you say, we'll just get better. Like we started our Accurate Pembroke Pines report with Spoelstra saying, we just have to be better. But sometimes it requires hard decisions. And when you say you don't think the Heat will bring it into The Voice, I'm saying this. Mickey and Nick Harrison can swing that door open at any point. Remember when your daughter was young, or even my son, and you bring a new friend to the house, you go, hey, I want to introduce you to so-and-so. Here's someone who's a new friend for you. Learn to become friends. Mickey needs to open that door and go, hey, whoever's walking through that door, here in so-and-so, Pat, play nice. Andy, play nice. Adam, play nice. Let's make this work. Let's try some new ideas. I think that would be the way to go. Not all my Ask Ira commenters, fire Riley, fire Ellisberg, fire Spo. Does not have to be that dramatic.
Yeah, but the other thing is, do the owners want to change their ways? Because it seems like they're driving this too. You know what I mean?
And it's easy to be.
I don't blame all of this on Riley. There's no
effing way. It's easy to be stubborn, but when you are older, you tend to naturally grow more stubborn. The examples I gave you, whether it's a computer for our parents, or streaming now, or going to AI and going to Chat GPT and making your day easier. I ain't doing that. I don't use that. We don't do it that way. Well, someone has to tell him you have to. Hey, Nick Harrison is the youngest body in the room. He is a Duke graduate with a business degree who served on Mike Krzyzewski's Duke championship teams and Team USA. He has seen plenty. He knows plenty. Maybe that's the place it starts.
All right. Wiggins and Jaquez, what's the deal with them?
Should be back tonight against the Spurs. I got to tell you, Big O, I don't mean to be negative, but even this Heat team with Wiggins and Jaquez, man, Wemby and the Spurs, like 18 of 20, they're on fire. And again, this is the perfect example for what Big O wants. The Spurs were god-awful for half a decade. They got all these top picks. They got Stephen Castle. They got Victor Wembanyama. They got Dylan Harper. That's one way to do it. I still do not believe In a multi-team, diverse market like Miami, you can do that. If you've ever been to San Antonio, folks, there's not a goddamn thing there to do. So you can wait for your Spurs. The Riverwalk, I hate to say it, the damn river is about 2 inches deep. Every Mexican Tex-Mex place on the Riverwalk is owned by the same guy and serves the same food. It's kind of boring. You do that for 5 years down here, you get forgotten. Between the beaches and the weather and the entertainment and the nightlife and the Panthers, maybe the Marlins and the Dolphins and football and hoops, you get forgotten. You can't do what the Spurs did, but you can take a slight step back to take a step forward. That's the debate here.
Yeah, I've been to San Antonio like 3 times, and it's
I'm shocked it's a convention city. There's no there. I agree.
There's nothing there, bro. It just is absolutely boring and lame. And I only go nowadays if I have to go to a concert that I'm not going to be able to see here or something. So
or a major sporting events they still have there, whether it's the Alamo Dome or their Frost Center Arena. But otherwise,
did 2 years of the East West Shrine game there.
Yeah, I mean, there's just very little there. And if you've even been to the Alamo, I got to tell you, the Alamo is smaller than most 2-bedroom homes in South Florida. Like, you think, oh, I'm going to spend the whole day exploring the Alamo. No, you're going to go across the street to Wendy's. There's not a lot there.
Yeah, there's not. There really isn't. All right, what do you got going on in the Sentinel? So folks can check.
Worked on a story today about the last play and how it went down in Houston and how everyone could be culpable. It's very easy to point one finger at Khalil for not getting the rebound, Tyler for not boxing out, but you win as a team, you lose as a team. So I broke that down a little bit more. I've written about the Heat injuries and this Norman Powell thing. It is very real. And he's missed again at least a quarter of the season. So you talk about getting a guy who's going to be there. He's only questionable for today. This is a different injury than the groin. It's concerning for this reason, Big O. He's going to be a free agent. He wants an extension. He's 32. You cited the Jimmy Butler mistake when he was basically 32 with that first extension. It's going to be really interesting to see how that plays out. And I just posted a story about Bam Adebayo. And you know what, folks? Even if you want to discredit the 83, he's played his ass off. And he's played as a captain. And he's done everything he could. But what he needs on his team is more height around him and more athleticism around him, of which the Heat are lacking in both regards. And therefore, against elite teams, you keep winding up with the losses.
And he needs a star, dude. He needs to play next. He needs a guy.
Oh, my God. You know what? I'll give it the other way, Big O. If you airlift him onto a team with a star, that star would never be happier. And that's why, Big O, every star has said they want to play with Bam from Kevin Durant on down, because they know they get a dirty work guy who does everything so they can be the superstar they are. Bam Adebayo is the best.
PJ Brown is what he is, dude.
He's better than PJ Brown. I mean, he's really putting up numbers that PJ never could.
He's a supercharged PJ Brown, I said.
Yes, on steroids, but not on steroids. Yeah.
PJ never had his offensive skills.
Right.
You know what I mean? But PJ has the defensive tenacity that, is,
and the heart and the rebounding and the fortitude and the winning gene and all that stuff. Totally agree.
He may have that ledge a little bit more of an edge over Bam on that, but Bam, obviously, my God, that's the reason why Bam frustrates me more than anything, is that because he does have the offensive skill set to be an offensive force. It's not but it's spotty. It's not.
No, I agree. I mean, these 2 weeks put it in a bottle and you got something different, but it's only been 2 weeks. But enjoy it and appreciate it also. For
I just love the dude that says, F you, give me the ball, and you're not stopping me. And that's the difference between. It's just Bam doesn't have that in him. It's just he's not that guy that says, F you all, give me the ball.
Maybe he's getting more of it in him. Give him credit. He's shown plenty of growth this season.
I hope so, because if he doesn't, there's nobody else to do it. So, he's got to do it. All right. Follow him on Twitter at Ira Heatbeat. And, of course, subscribe to the South Florida Sun Sentinel. Ira, thank you. We will catch up next week.
Appreciate it. Thank you. Always enjoy the Acura Pembroke Pines report. Thanks, Big O.
You got it, my brother. There you go. Ira Winderman. And, of course, our friends at Acura Pembroke Pines, the #1 volume sales dealership when it comes to Acuras in the Southeast United States. The Spring into Performance sales event is going on right now. The MDX 2026 model, $499 a month, 3.9% financing for 60 months. The TLX Tech, we've got some 2025 models still in, $399 a month, 3.9% financing for 60 months. The RDX, my wife drives it every day, $399 a month, the 2026 model for 3.9% financing for 60 months. The Integra beautiful vehicle, 2026 model, $249 a month, 2.9% financing for 60 months. And Acuras are built here in America, baby. So get on down there, 15601 Pines Boulevard. Tell them that Big O sent you. Larry Schlossberg, Pat Nasto, Tony Stampone, all the amazing people out there. By the way, if you own or lease an Acura, their service center, go see Mike Chan, Jordan Ferber. They created a really nice, comfortable area. You can relax, take your laptop, do some work. They've got a nice little cafeteria. You can get yourself un pastelito, get a drink, whatever. They got complimentary water also at the refrigerator on the left. You'll know what I mean. You know what I mean when you get there. And when I tell you refrigerator on the left, you'll know exactly what I mean. But really a comfortable area. They're great people. Larry Schlossberg runs a first-class operation there. And, of course, Craig Zinn is the best. So check it out. Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines.
You've been listening to the Acura of Pembroke Pines Miami Heat and NBA Report with Ira Winderman. When you're looking for award-winning service and great deals from the #1 volume Acura sales dealership in the Southeast United States, you go to Craig Zinn Acura of Pembroke Pines at 15601 Pines Boulevard in Pembroke Pines.
All right. There we go. Patriots are planning to release backup Josh Dobbs. All right. Anyway. What do we got? Let's see. Any change in the markets? We are up 1,000 now. We have crossed. S&P up 131, and the NASDAQ is up 0.75 of a point. Bitcoin is at 71,187. All right. There we go. I'll wait for the dip to buy. There'll be a dip. Let's see. What else do we have? Let's see. Come on. Oh, there's no comparison between PJ. Did you listen? He's a supercharged PJ Brown, bro. What I mean by he's that complimentary player to the stars that you desperately want. That's PJ Brown, except he's a supercharged. That's why he's a super role player. He's not a star, but he's a super role player because he's kind of caught in the middle. You know what I mean? He doesn't have the balls of a star, but he can do things sometimes that stars do. That's it. PJ can never do that. So he's just a role player, not a supercharged role player. Because PJ never had the offensive skills that Bam has. Bam has great offensive skills. I mean, there's no reason that he shouldn't be an offensive star constantly. Let's see. Remember, Sully was around Malik for 2 years in Green Bay and saw him every day. I think he would know. Yeah, and how did Mike McDaniel do around Thompson for 3 years almost? Didn't Pete Carroll know Geno Smith when he took him to the Raiders? How'd that work out last year? Didn't Josh McDaniel know Jimmy Garoppolo when he took him to the Raiders? How'd that work out? Just wondering, because they know them. That's the lazy line that everybody loves to repeat. They know them, so, it must work out, of course, because they know them. Yeah, of course. Yeah. I mean, it's funny how you guys put all the faith on a guy that you don't know. You don't know anything from Sully. You don't know anything from Half. You don't really know Malik. But, they know him. Meanwhile, you were here, you watched Skylar Thompson around Mike McDaniel, and I thought he knew him too. By the way, was it Jermaine? Matt Castle went 11-5, which Malik has never done, with the Patriots. Second place in the division to the Dolphins, winning the division that year. Scott Pioli takes the job in Kansas City as the general manager. And then he traded for Matt Castle in a second rounder, Jermaine. But he knows him so well. He went 11-5 with him. Oh, I went 11-5 with Matt Castle in New England. I'm going to kick ass in Kansas City because I know him. Okay. He knows him. Yeah. He knows him. Been around. Bat Out of Hell. Great album. That's why we got Malik and not Gino like the Tankaneers wanted. Let's see. What makes Malik better than Ewers? Ewers went to a major program and played for a championship. Malik went to a second-rate program. Yeah, I don't know if anyone is better or not. All I know is that this environment of a terrible team is bad for any quarterback. So why am I, if I'm going to bottom out, I'm going to tear it down, why am I going to put a young quarterback and invest any kind of money or a high draft pick and put him there? I'd rather suck for the next couple of years, let Ewers, another scrub that I draft in the 4th or 7th rounds, go get a veteran, an old guy, whatever, dude, an Andy Dalton, what's that called, a Joe Flacco, a Jimmy Garoppolo, whatever, any of those scrubberinis, and I bring them in with 2 young guys, and I lose as many games as I can, and I get the top pick. Why am I going to try to kill myself? And so if Malik gets us to 4 wins and gets you out of the top 2 picks, does that really help you? You know? So, yeah, this is the only part of the Sully stuff that I completely disagree with. And the only way I'm going to be wrong is if Malik is a superstar. If he's not a franchise quarterback, if he's not a top 10 quarterback that they recognized, this is a stupid move. That's all. A stupid move. But hey, man, we'll find out. We'll find out, right? What else do we have? Remember, Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. That is Cash Big O Show. Cash App or Venmo. You can send in your questions, comments, insults, all kinds of good stuff. Let's get to our 3A Graphics sports calendar. UM, the run is over, unfortunately. They lost yesterday to Purdue, 79-69. Purdue just shot the hell out of the ball, dude. And UM, listen, 26-9, phenomenal season. Jay Lucas, great job by him. They did beat Missouri, by the way, on Friday, 80-66. So that was really cool. Malik Renew led the way with 24 points. That one, and Trey Donaldson also had 17 points and 8 rebounds, 6 assists, 4 steals. Great season for the Canes. Jay Lucas has nothing to be ashamed of, and those kids should be super proud. The Heat, they lost to the Rockets 123-122. They've now lost 4 in a row. They're in the 9th spot right now in the play-in. Tonight, they'll take on San Antonio. Spurs are favored by 5. The over and under is 240.5. San Antonio minus 220 on the money line. The Heat are plus 170 on the money line. In hockey, the Panthers, they lost to the Flames 4-1 on Friday. Tomorrow, they will host Seattle, the Kraken, at 7 o'clock there at Amerant Bank Arena. Fort Lauderdale United, unfortunately, lose to Lexington 2-0. Saturday, they take on the Carolina Ascent on the road at 7 o'clock. Inter Miami, give them a victory cigar, baby. Inter Miami defeats NYC FC 3-2. Lujan with a goal in the 4th. Messi in the 61st. And Michael in the 74th. Saturday, April 4th now. They don't play till April 4th at 7:30. They will take on Austin at Chase Stadium. Nova Southeastern is in the Elite 8. That will start on Wednesday, the 25th at 6 o'clock for the Division II men's quarterfinal. They will take on the 8th seed, Black Hills State. Nova, by the way, is the number 1 seed in the Elite 8. All right. That is your 3A Graphics sports calendar. Let's see. What else do we have? All right. Nothing new coming across. By the way, we have new head coaching rankings on the show. And I figured I'd update it now with Jay Lucas's first year in the books. And where does he rank with all the head coaches, considering their situations and all that? These are my rankings, okay, for South Florida head coaches. Spo, of course, number 1. Paul Maurice, of course, number 2. Jim Crutchfield with Nova Southeastern, number 3 easily. Then Javier Mascherano, he won the MLS Cup last year with Inter Miami. I got to tell you something. Here's where I was fighting with myself. Jay Lucas comes in at number 5. I really wanted to put Jay Lucas in front of Javier Mascherano. Do you know why? Yeah, Javier won the title last year, so I got to give him that. But he's got a loaded team with Messi and the boys, the biggest salary cap roster there is in the history of the MLS. So they have a clear advantage. They should have won it 2 years ago and last year. They should have won it 2 years in a row. They were the number 1 seed and got eliminated in the first round, and they got rid of that coach. So I got to give Javier. But I got to tell you something. Jay Lucas, what he did this past year, he did it all by himself. He built his staff. He built the team from scratch. He built the culture from scratch. And he ended up having an excellent record in the ACC, gets to the tournament, and also gets to the NCAA tournament and wins a game in the NCAA tournament. And you know what? And gave Purdue a pretty damn good game for most of it. I got to tell you that there's a part of me that is way more impressed with what Jay Lucas did than Javier Mascherano. I mean, I was really fighting myself to not make Jay the 4th guy. Okay? I mean, it was tough, dude. So Jay Lucas is 5. Mario Cristobal is 6. Clayton McCullough from the Marlins is 7. J.D. Arteaga from the Canes is 8. Jeff Hafley is number 9 from the Dolphins. And Paul Jennison from the Fort Lauderdale United is number 10. That is the rankings. But I was torn. Because what Jay did is super, super impressive. So your thoughts, you can put it out there if you want. Hey, Frankie Fresco. Wow, the Gators lasted as long as the Canes. And by the way, I thought of you in the Missouri one. Frankie is the only guy in the world that knows nothing about a team but will pick against it. Like Frankie knows nothing about Missouri. You know what I'm saying? He's not watching Missouri basketball. He doesn't give a shit about Missouri basketball. But hey, Missouri will beat the Canes. And I don't know shit about Missouri, so I was honest that when he told me that, on Friday or Thursday. And I'm like, okay, whatever. I don't know shit about Missouri, so I don't know anything. 7 and a 10, anybody can win. But, I saw Frankie now. Frankie, you gotta do us a favor. You got to keep picking against the Canes. It's a good thing. What I never want to hear you is pick the Canes. That's not a good thing. But you can pick against the Canes all you want, my brother. All you want. Please pick against the Canes every single time. You got us to the national championship game last year. So I got to tell you something. Jay Lucas was probably not even supposed to make the tournament. You probably picked against him throughout the regular season, and he probably won all these games that you picked against. So on Friday, I was thinking about you with that Missouri win because I was like, all right, impressive. So you, sir, you're a stud, okay? So you got to keep picking against our Canes. We need it badly. Just saying. What do you think, Sean? Good strategy, right? Got to keep Frankie picking against the Canes. All right. But thank you, Frankie. Appreciate you. He says, my Gators got eliminated, but we do not have the same backcourt like last year. We needed better shooters, but still proud of them. Well, The Canes need shooters big time, bro. That is one thing Jay Lucas is going to have. They had to get this far with no shooters. Again, Jay Lucas, dude, you are the man. Okay? Your team sucked shooting in a game that's what it's all about, is shooting. And his team sucked at shooting. How they got this far, the grit and determination alone from the Canes was so amazing. Big O, don't always agree with you, but as far as concert advice, you're batting 1,000 with me. Sebastian Bach playing near me in a Sebastian at a hotel bar called Captain Aram, $40. I think you don't. No, I love Skid Row. I think his voice is kind of, it's not the same, but he's got something left in the tank. You know what I mean? He's kind of a character. But yeah, $40. If you've never seen him, what the hell? You know what I mean? Now, if you're going to go pay Motley Crue and Bon Jovi prices, I would tell you, bro, that's ridiculous. You know, like David Lee Roth charges $80, $100, $150. Like, I would tell you, no, don't do that. But $40, dude, $40. Whatever, man. What's $40? It's nothing. You know what I mean? So I would go see him for $40. Yeah, what the hell? You know? Just don't expect, peak Skid Row. That's all. But he'll do all right. You can listen to it go to YouTube. Whatever, I've seen worse people out there on the road. You know what I mean? It's just you're not going to have the same band with them and all that kind of stuff. So, but yeah, it's all right. It's all right. Frankie says, I actually like the Canes basketball team. Why? Why would you like the Canes and hate the football? That doesn't make, you're a Gator. You're not supposed to like anything. I don't like the Gators basketball, football, hockey, badminton, every team for the Gators I hate, Frankie. That's how it's supposed to be. You know what I mean? I don't mind watching the Gators lose at absolutely everything. I enjoy it, to be quite honest. Let's see. Bat Out of Hell says, I have the ability to realize we're getting better. I guess I'm special. You are. You are special. You are. I like the Canes basketball team because I actually DJ'd an event for both the guys and female teams. I would never DJ for the Canes football team, but there's DJ Volume. He is a good friend of mine. Oh, okay. That's funny. Oh, man. Somebody call the Canes basketball team and tell them that they've got a traitor spinning records for them. Can we say, get the hell out of here to Bat Out of Hell when they're technically already out of hell? Yeah, I think we could. Yeah. So remember, we talked about this last week. Let me see what day it was that we spoke about this. Got to check my notes. I'm trying to find the damn numbers. Wait a minute. I don't think it was that far back. Oh, here it is. There it is. All right. So last week we talked about this, and we gave you how the Dolphins are stars. They are the best in the NFL when it comes to dead cap money. They lead the NFL with $182 million of dead cap money. And so I told you that even good teams, the Texans, playoff team, $66 million dead cap money. The Jags, playoff team, $53 million dead cap space. The Eagles, playoff caliber team, $52 million dead cap space. The Bills, Dead cap playoff team, $46 million dead cap money. So, not that they're going to be a good team next year. Okay. But the Dolphins already next year, they're at 56-6 in dead cap money. And they'll add some more next year. You know, it'll roll over from some of the stuff that goes on here, you know, this year, and it'll roll over and you'll add a little bit more or whatever. So I'm sure you'll be at 60 or a little bit above that. And the good thing, and this is why, you know, because some people tell you, oh, it's only a 1 year thing and all. No, it's a 2 year thing. It's a 2 year thing because this is a team that needs to focus on drafting and not really spending a whole lot of money. Is there a floor that they're going to have to spend? Of course. You know what I mean? But next year is not the year you can just add 1 year players to kind of get by if you want to. But next year you should take advantage of it in a rebuild too. And again, listen, I know how it is with Dolphins fans. We don't want to hear about patience. We don't want to hear about rebuilding. And I totally understand it. You all are rebuilt out already. You're tired of rebuilding, and so am I. But it's our favorite team. We're stuck. We can't do anything about it. They're going to do it anyway. Here it is. But it shows you how they already have a ton of dead cap space going into next season, no matter what. And they're going to add a little bit more when it's all said and done, because you probably want to get whatever you can out of the way, you know, eventually if you make some other moves. The Sealer stuff, like it's be ridiculous to trade them now because but you know, in the trading deadline, somebody desperately wants it, you'll take a cap hit. You know, if somebody needs it desperately or something like that. Not that I think it'll happen, but just to throw it out there, that would be more dead cap money that would end up going and increasing that number. Things like that could end up changing this number and make it even bigger, but it's not a big deal. That's the beauty of all of this. Listen, for me, you guys know it. I talk about it. I'm pretty consistent. I don't mind, you know, going through the process of the rebuild and watching young people. That's what I like about watching the Heat. For me, it's about watching, you know, Larson and Ware and all those kind of guys. I already know about all the other guys. They're never going to change my mind. I know what Bam is, and I know what Tyler is, and those other guys. Who cares about Wiggins and Powell and all that? Those are just, you know, guys that you're bringing in for the moment. That's not a permanent thing. But I don't mind watching the young guys develop. I want to watch Yakuchonis play. I want to watch Ware play. Definitely want to watch Pallel Larson play. For sure, dude. And so I don't mind watching this entire draft class that's coming up and the next one. I find that exciting, you know, and I'm hoping that we hit on the right guy, and I'm talking about Sully, that he can find talent. We don't know if he can, but we hope so. You know what I mean? That's what I'm excited about, because if we do finally have a GM, that's the other thing about Malik. As much as I don't like the move, as much as I think it makes zero sense, if Malik Willis is a franchise guy, dude, that's pretty cool. That would be amazing, because then that would show that Sully has one hell of an eye. If he's just a guy, well, then it's going to be an indictment on Sully, unfortunately. It's just going to be the way it is. Don't forget, folks, Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. That is Cash Big O Show, Cash App or Venmo. Dolphins right now have a total of $2 million in cap space. They're 31st in the league right now. All right. They reworked the deals of Achane and Brewer. What they did was they made their salaries into a signing bonus and then opened up cap space in the process so they can be cap compliant and all that kind of good stuff. And this gives them a door out to eventually for next year if they end up trading any of those guys, whether, you know, although I would never trade Brewer. While I have a young quarterback, I need a center badly. Brewer is a guy that I would extend, actually. That is one of the guys that I would extend until I can draft a guy and have, develop them for a year behind him and know maybe this year they'll draft a center. If they do that, then the future of Brewer is not for long. You know what I'm saying? We'll see. I mean, they've got so many picks. They easily could take a center if they like one in this draft. We'll find out. But I really wouldn't like to get rid of Brewer, because if you made an investment in this kid, and if Malik has any chance, please give him at least a center, man. I don't know if we could count on Jackson to stay healthy. We need Savania to take the next step, but I know I can count on Patrick Paul, and I know I can count on Brewer. So if you're going to bring a young quarterback, please take care of him, man. That's all I ask. I'm tired of watching young quarterbacks get killed here. It's no fun. Just isn't. No fun. By the way, I watched the movie Project Hail Mary over the weekend. Went on Saturday, I think it was, with the wife to go see Project Hail Mary, and really good movie, man. Enjoyed it. Well written, good plot overall, good storyline. To me, if you want to go to a movie and enjoy it with a tear jerk or two, I don't want to give too much, but overall it was well worth it. Okay, so if you're interested and you want a movie, because it doesn't look like there's a lot of good movies out there, this one was pretty good, man. This was pretty good. I was told that the book is even better. I'm not much of a book reader. Maybe I should get the audio of it, but supposedly I was told the book is even better than the movie. In fact, my man Jack Roldan, he told me on Twitter, and a few other people actually. It wasn't only Jack, but I remember specifically Jack telling me that the book was even better. So just in case, I did enjoy the movie, I got to say. And I would imagine that Rocky may become kind of a meme or a character or some kind of a toy or something like that when it's all said and done. But Project Hail Mary was worth the watch, is what I would tell anybody out there if you're interested in checking out a movie. All right. Again, not a movie expert, not a financial expert, not a sports expert, nothing whatsoever. Okay. And Ryan Gosling, by the way, very good. Very good. I think the only knock I would have on it is not enough Lily from AT&T. That's about it. That's about it. A little more Lily from AT&T would have made the Wheeler extra special. Anyway. What else do we have? Oh! We have a new moron that has joined the world of sports. Wow. I mean, Puka Nacua is, a king-size moron because, concussions are fake. They're not real and all that. So Cam Skattebo, that he says CTE isn't real. It's an excuse. Yeah, Junior Seau just shot himself because it's an excuse. You didn't know that? So he was on a podcast, Bring the Juice, with Frank Delana. And so he asked about CTE. Is it real? Skattebo said, no, it's an excuse. Delana then suggested inexplicably that asthma is an excuse too. If it's a joke, it proves yet again the comedy is hard. But it goes, in response, Skattebo dubbed asthma as fake, later saying that people who have it should just breathe air. Now, he has issued a apology, and I'll read it, but I'll also tell you the load of bullshit that's behind it. So Skattebo says that in response to the backlash, I recently did an interview and had a lapse in judgment which resulted in me making a tasteless joke about CTE and asthma. It was never my intention to downplay the seriousness of head injuries or asthma. I sincerely apologize to anyone that was offended by my remarks, and I assure you that I'll be more mindful and respectful going forward. Let me translate that for you. I will no longer give my real opinion because you people can't handle my real opinion, because that's the attitude we have in this world now. Because people are wrong, but they won't admit they're wrong, so they will call it a lie. And they will repeat a lie until they make it fact. That's kind of what goes on nowadays. Okay? This loser, just like Puka and others, really believes this shit. Because if you actually really understood it, when that guy brings it up, you tell him, dude, what the hell are you talking about, bro? This is real. People die from this. Of course, CTE is real. And the asthma is not. And it's like, I may punch you if we're doing this interview. Like, did I come here to talk about stupid shit? Because that's not what I do. And I get it. That's this world now. This world is about saying stupid, irresponsible, disrespectful shit because you just want to get a click out of it. And that's what they're getting. They're getting plenty of clicks out of it. But now, it's this whole thing now, they apologize for being caught for whatever, but it's not a real apology. There's a reason why the moron plays the way he plays. And by the way, none of this is hindsight because, of course, I talked to you before he even got injured and told you that guy cannot play that way. That will end badly. And it did. Okay? Just like it'll end badly for the quarterback, too, because he's pretty stupid also and doesn't get it. But that's how it is in this world nowadays. Instead of admitting you're wrong, instead of learning from your mistake, educating yourself, no, I will be defiant and I will continue the ignorance and the lie. So there you go. Cam Scattaboo. Absolute moron. Congratulations. All right. Let's do a little music. Let's do a little birthdays for musicians today. All right. Let's go. Where are we at here? Damon Albarn, singer-songwriter with Blur, born in 1968. John Stone with the Lemonheads, born in 1967. Shaka Khan, legend. Yvette Marie Stevens with Rufus and, of course, Solo, born in 53. And she still has a great voice. If you like Shaka Khan's music, it will freak you out when you hear her because her voice still sounds amazing. So if you get a chance to see Shaka Khan, do whatever you can to see Shaka Khan. Okay? Just telling you. The late, great Rick Ocasek of the Cars, born in 1944 on this date. We lost him in 2019 at the age of 75. Let's see who else is celebrating. Erwin Levine, who co-wrote Knock 3 times on a ceiling if you want me. Twice on the pipe if the answer is no. And Tie a Yellow Ribbon. So he made Tony Orlando's career, basically. The guy wrote the 2 hits that Tony Orlando and Dawn had. Okay, that's Erwin. Nice job by you, dude. Erwin's a badass. All right, let's go with famous people celebrating birthdays today. Remember, if I don't give you an age, that means they have passed away. Actress Joan Crawford, born in 1905. Inventor Nesmith Graham, born in 1924. Filmmaker Mark Rydell, born in 1929. He is 97 today. Bless him. Olympic track athlete Roger Bannister, born in 1929. Motorsports Hall of Fame member Craig Breedlove, born in 1937. Jaws, former Dolphin, and of course, he's more known as an Eagle. Ron Jaworski, the Polish rifle, born in 51. He is 75. Former ExxonMobil CEO, Secretary of State Rex Tillerson, born in 52. He is 74 today. Actress Hope Davis, born in 64, 62 today. Basketball Hall of Fame member Jason Kidd, born in 73. He's 53. Actress Kerry Russell, born in 76. She's 50. Actress Michelle Monaghan, born in 76. She's 50. Gossip blogger Perez Hilton, born in 78. He's 48. Actress, TV personality Aisha Curry, born in 89. She is 37 today. Let's see. NBA player Kyrie Irving. Speaking of a guy that's ignorant and stays with his whole statement of Earth flat or whatever. These are the kind of stupid people we have in our society nowadays. Born in 92, he's 34. Sean Stanley. It's interesting. I was talking about that, and it's his birthday today. One of those kind of people. Anyway, Sean Stanley, do you have wrestlers born on this date?
Yes, sir. We have some wrestlers born on this date, starting with Tyson Tomko. He turns 50. Ryuma Go was born on this date in 1956. Hiroyoshi Tenzan turns 55. Jesse is 47. Kevin Northcutt turns 53. Marcus Mathers is 23. And Lana, or CJ Perry, turns 41 on March 23rd, 2026.
All right. Love it. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Let's see. I mean, we have Trump as our president. He lies all the time, and everybody. Well, no. Don't say that, Frankie. Only the cult believes him. The rest of us that have common sense, we don't ever really believe Trump. I mean, look what he did this weekend. A fake threat right after the markets close, and then a fake negotiation announcement right before the markets open. It's like, whatever. The amazing part to me, Frankie, actually is how stupid traders are trading on this, on fake news. Everything he talks about, he commits fake news. All right, let's go. Let's go with music history. What happened today in music history? I know you're all wondering. Come on, man. Oh, I know a lot of important shit happened today, and you are right. A lot of stuff happened today. First of all, in 1977, Elvis Presley appeared on an Arizona State University appeared at the Arizona State University in Temple, Arizona, the first show in a 49-date, 3-month U.S. tour, which proved to be Presley's final tour. In 1978, on this date, A&M Records signed a young band called The Police. Roxanne! In 1978, Bob Marley and the Wailers released their 10th studio album, Kaya. It features the singles Is This Love and Satisfy My Soul. Spark It Up. In 1979, Van Halen released their second studio album, Van Halen 2. And it features the singles Dance the Night Away, Beautiful Girls, and Somebody Get Me a Doctor. Somebody Get Me a Shot. In 1979, Journey released their fifth studio album, Evolution. It features the singles Just the Same Way You Love Me, Lovin', Touchin', Squeezin', and Too Late. In 1983, ZZ Top released their 8th studio album, Eliminator. It features the singles Give Me All Your Lovin', all your hugs and kisses too. Sharp dressed man, TV dinners. She got legs. She knows how to use them. She never begs. In 85, Billy Joel married the uptown girl, Christy Brinkley. They remained married for 9 years. In 88, Bobby McFerrin released his second studio album, Simple Pleasures, and it features the singles, Don't Worry, Be Happy. Frankie Fresco's favorite band in 93, the Butthole Surfers, released their sixth studio album, Independent Worm Saloon. It features the singles Who Was in My Room Last Night and Dust Devil. In 93, PM Dawn released her second studio album, The Bliss Album. And of course, it features the singles I Die Without You, Looking Through the Patient's Eyes, More Than Likely, and so on and so on. In 97, U2 were number one on the U.S. album charts with Pop, the band's fifth U.S. number one album. In 2004, Eagles of Death Metal released their debut studio album, Peace, Love, Death Metal. Let's see, what else? In 2016, Gloria Gaynor's hit, I Will Survive, was selected to enter the U.S. National Recording Registry, a top-selling song after its initial release. It sold 14 million copies worldwide, has had more than 200 cover versions released in more than 20 different languages worldwide, and has been certified platinum. And more importantly, it was really performed perfectly in the replacements. So there you go. Let's see if there's any birthdays. Oh, Phil Lanson of Uriah Heep is 76. Bless that man. That's it. That was the only one that wasn't on the list. And that's what happened today in Musica history. How about that? Michael Saylor, by the way, bought 1,031 Bitcoin. $76.6 million. That's all. Just, a little bit of money. Today, he didn't spend $250 million, $500 million, or $1 billion, or 1.2 or 1.4 billion. He only spent a measly $76 million. What a cheap bastard. I got to tell you. Anyway, by the way, he bought it at 74,326 per coin. Right now it's at 71? Did it go down? Has it gone up? Let me see. See where we are right now. We are it did go down a little bit, 70,837. So we just got under 71. I'm waiting for more of a dip. It'll come. It'll happen. Anyway, so he bought it at over $4,000 per coin because he doesn't care, because he knows where it's going. This is all over the counter. If he bought it from the exchanges, the Bitcoin price would explode. Anyway, Strategy now owns 762,099 Bitcoin at $57.69 billion. His average price is 75,694 per coin. Relentless, dude. When there's blood in the streets, you know what they say. You know what the best in the business has said about that, because he's the man that made that line, and Warren Buffett. Okay? So, look out. By the way, this Friday, our friends at Hialeah Park are giving away a Lexus. So, take advantage, folks. All right? Take advantage. You go play the slot machines. We'll be there tomorrow at 2 o'clock. Every time you play a slot machine, every time you pull a lever or press a button, you get an entry. And you got to be there in person on Friday night at 1 o'clock to win the prize. And that's the best part about it. A fraction of the people that have entries show up actually on Friday night at 1. So your chances drastically increase to win the gold, the Bitcoin, the Cartier watches, Rolex, boats, Alfa Romeo, Mercedes, Lexus, whatever it is they're giving away, you got a chance. And that SUV is beautiful, dude. Beautiful. So go check it out. It's from Lexus of North Miami, of course, part of the Craig Zinn family. So good stuff there. So good luck to you, by the way. And give me a ride, okay? Like if one of you win the Lexus, somebody on this show wins the Lexus, dude, give me a ride. You know, it's the least I could do. You could do is, give me a ride. What the hell? Dolphin Dave says Scatterboo has scatterbrains. Yes. No doubt about that. I have no issue saying I was wrong. None at all. I find that to be a severe insecurity issue. This is why I'm not for everyone. Yeah. You guys know me. If I'm wrong, I'll tell you. I don't give a shit. I'll say it. I'm wrong. I looked at this way and it went that way. Wow, holy crap, No problem. I have no problem with that. My wife, like at times, she'll tell me, what do you think about it? And I go, dude, I don't know. I'm not a, cooking expert. I'm not a doctor. I'm not, and she'd like, oh God. And I'm like, ask me about like Bitcoin or ask me about music or sports or something. Ask me about something that I think I know. But, if I don't know it, dude, I'm going to tell you I don't know it. Screw that. I have, and True Fan, obviously you listen all the time, so you know. You're damn right, I'll tell you if we got it right, but I have no problem telling you we got it wrong. None whatsoever. Big O, deny all the expert subjects in your arsenal, like financial, but you cannot deny you are a useless fact and trivia expert. No doubt, be proud of it. Yes, that I am. You know what? You're right, Brett. I should take pride and be proud that I have a shit ton of useless information in my head, more than the average person. You are correct. I can say I'm an expert in knowing a lot of bullshit. That, yes. Everything else, no. But when it comes to just coming out with just crap, I'm loaded with crap. There's no doubt about that. I'm with you there, Brett. I'm with you there. That definitely describes me to a T, actually. Definitely loaded with crap. That is me. That's for sure. No doubt about that. What else? I heard this from Poop Arts. Dolphins trade Brooks and our 30th pick to the Cowboys for their 20th pick. Your thoughts? Those are bullshit hypotheticals. You know what I'm saying? Was he quoting somebody else or something like that? Because I'm sure it wasn't him coming up with it, because he doesn't really do that kind of stuff. It does. I don't know, dude. I have no idea. You know what I mean? But if trading Jordan Brooks moves me up 10 spots, yeah, I might do that. Yeah. But I don't think that's accurate at all, to be quite honest. I don't. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. Maybe that's what the Cowboys want to do. Now, they have paid a lot of money out there, so taking a lesser first-round pick might be a positive for them also. But, yeah, it's, who knows, man? All I know is that I'm sure they've got Brooks on the trading block, because that's not a piece that you hang on to in the middle of a rebuild. Patrick Paul, you do. This guy, you don't, unfortunately. And I love Jordan Brooks. He is probably one of my favorite linebackers of the last 15 years. I got to say, he's one of my favorite linebackers, because we haven't had a lot of really good linebackers. This guy's pretty good, man. This guy's pretty good. I love his tenacity, and I love his energy and leadership qualities and all that. I got a lot of respect for Jordan Brooks. That was a really good signing, But at this moment, I wouldn't mind if they move him. To move up 10 spots in the first round, I think that would be a real bargain for them. You know what I mean? And if they feel that at 20 they're going to get a player that they're targeting or whatever that they could really use, then, hey, man, more power to you. God bless you, bro. Go for it. You know? Yeah. I don't have a problem with that. Now, most of these stories are bullshit. You know what I'm saying? So it's just kind of, I don't really believe any of this stuff because most of these people really don't have any real insight on what's really going to happen. Let's see, what else do we have? What else do we have here? Cosa. What else do we have here? Okay, you guys got any? Because looks like I am pretty much out of material overall. So if you got any questions you want to extend, anything you guys want to ask me, life, love, politics, music, sports, whatever it is, shoot, let's go. Send it in because I'm pretty much on the there's nothing else going on at all. I have addressed everything, unfortunately. So bye, Brooks. Thank you. Good player, man. Good player. Really enjoyed watching him play. He's the kind of guy you want. You want a lot of those guys on your team. I like that guy. So I have a ton of respect for Jordan Brooks. I'm sure all of you do. I'm sure all Dolph fans have immense respect for Jordan Brooks after watching him play the last 2 years here. For sure, dude. For sure. All right, folks, we're out of here. We appreciate it. We thank Ira Winderman. We thank, of course, the great Sean Stanley. We shall see you tomorrow, 2:00 in the afternoon. Same time, same place, same bat channel.
This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show.